Welcome to the Healers Café, conversations on health and healing with Dr. Manon.
So welcome to the Healers Café. And today I have Miriam Ismail with me. And she has quite a varied background. She started in the finance industry and then realized that her passion is not just the financial well-being of her clients, but rather the well-being of their mind, body, and soul. And that's where she's ventured into the world of energy healing and coaching. And she is the founder and CEO of Precious Time and has created and developed her signature series. So she does many different things like EFT tapping, visualizations, body, mind, soul through meditation and energy healing. So with all that, I want to welcome you to our show. And well, let me ask you, because I definitely I'm interested in the transition for sure. But my question then, what is it that got you more focused into the healing rather than into the finance world and that? So what was there a personal story or a drive or what changed?
Yes. Thank you for the introduction. First, I'd really like to tell you how happy I am to be with you on your podcast. I mean, I truly love everything you present, and I love the variety and the diversity of your topics. So it's really a pleasure for me to be here. So the shift. Many years ago, I've always been interested personally in energy healing and meditation, hypnotherapy, and all these wonderful self-improvement modalities. And I always used them personally in my life, in my work, with my kids, with my family. And then it got to a point where I felt I had gifts that I wanted to share with the world. And I felt I would truly make a difference and help people become the best versions of themselves if I really give my full time to the profession of healing, of energy, of meditation, and all these self-improvement modalities. It kind of captured me more than finance, even though I have a PhD in finance, but I just felt I can give much, much more helping people with these modalities.
So, I mean, a question, because many healthcare practitioners have an issue with finance, right? They usually separate it like it's something that that they don't want to look at, or they would rather avoid, or sometimes it's philosophical. They believe that they're of service, so money shouldn't be part of the equation. So how has that, or has it shifted you in your perspective to money itself, to finance, to anything in that sphere?
Well, I respect the energy of money, right? I believe in this exchange. But my true passion is to reach millions of people and not make millions. So with all respect to money and everything that it brings to the table, for me, I'm more in touch with the kind of spiritual kind of way. Even when I do my workshops, when I do my courses, what I have in mind is reaching people, making a difference in their lives, and not making money out of them. So that's why the finance industry is very competitive, and it's very different to this philosophy, right? Because it's all about numbers, it's all about making money. So I just felt what I do, what resembles me, what resonates with me, is more of truly experiencing and maximizing our human experience. And I feel you can do this through all the modalities that I use, and just see the big picture of the world, and not be focused on the material aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I agree with you on that, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
But my question is this, there's statements that are out there that I'm sure you've heard, you do what you love and the money will follow. And have you found that to be true? I mean, either personally or in the people that you're helping to, how are you helping them, and what's the result that they get that makes you feel like you're living a life you love, that you're on purpose?
Um, I have created a lot of courses and a lot of workshops, and you will not imagine the pleasure I get, the joy I feel when I deliver a workshop or when I feel my students are benefiting from my courses. So I have the two formats where workshops are in person and courses are when you want to do it on your own. Your schedule is a bit tight, so you go ahead and you sign up for the course. To me, the pleasure I feel when I see my students advancing, grasping and absorbing the information I share with them, and truly implementing all this information in their lives and becoming the best people they can become, whether they're dealing with stress or anxiety or any issues or any emotions. So when you balance your personality, you balance your life, honestly, that's all the reward I like. That's when my student comes to me and tells me, oh my goodness, this workshop changed my life. My workshops are mostly self-hypnosis, meditation, tapping. All these truly leave a profound effect on your life. So when I hear this, to me, that's the ultimate satisfaction, because this is what I want. This is what makes me happy.
But it's so what do you tell people who are practitioners and, let's say, they're in debt because education costs money, quite a lot of money actually, and they believe in what they do, but they feel like they're struggling and they can't seem to get out of it, and it's starting to impact their life and their quality of their life and their time, and they don't have time for their family and all of that. So where would you start in a situation like that, which on one level looks like if only they had more money or more finances, that their life would be different, or at least that's what they believe many times. So how would you address that?
Every family has specific dynamics, right? And when I teach, when I talk to my clients or my students, I treat every case as an individual case. So there is no formula that you can use on everybody, right? It's like individual cases, and then you look at the case, how it's affecting the involved people. So true, you have that side of it where unfortunately then they would have to make a decision, maybe to have a job to be able to earn enough money and sustain their business. But I've seen a lot of very, very positive um, turnouts. They start off struggling and then it really picks up, because when you're passionate about what you're delivering and you truly want to make a difference, people know it, they feel it, they come to you as an influencer, as a professional in your field. And yeah, I do believe the money comes in because they appreciate what you're doing, how you are affecting their lives. And they're so happy exchanging with you the energy of money in exchange to the knowledge, the wisdom, the self-improvement you provide for them. So I do believe, especially if you are targeting the right audience and with a bit of patience, money does follow. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. So and so now with what you're doing, I see you've also traveled everywhere. It looks like in England, West Africa, Middle East,
Yes.
obviously the States, and you've seen many different cultures. and mindsets. Can you sort of go in a little bit deeper on how that has influenced your current work now?
When you meet a lot of different personalities, different backgrounds, different races, different nationalities, it's really so profound. I feel so blessed that I have friends from every country you can think of, from every cultural background you can think of. And as I said, it's all about being an individual. I treat people as individuals. I do not generalize. So because I've been exposed to so many different types of, personalities and cultures, and so I know exactly where the person is coming from. So one statement from a specific person may mean nothing, but from somebody else who comes from a different background would mean a lot. And I'm able to see this because I know exactly from where these words are coming from, and it truly helps. So I go beyond words. I look into body language. I look into the belief system, the mindset, because these modalities that I teach, it's about changing your mindset. And you want to understand the initial mindset for you to be able to change it. So when you have this diversity, you feel you would give more because you know what to look at, what to give, what to focus on. And I just feel it gives me a better understanding of serving and helping my students and my clients.
Mm-hmm. So what I've noticed, even though some practitioners are definitely generalist, not from a marketing perspective, but in reality, they can help people with many different things. Have you found that you attract a type of personality or a type of issue that, that keeps coming back? Have you noticed that as a trend in your practice?
A specific trend? No, actually, it has
No.
been quite a spectrum of things, very, very different things. But you know what, doctor, I get to a point sometimes if I receive a case that I feel it should be held by a therapist, psychiatrist, something, then I would head them to that direction.
Sure.
But in general, areas where I feel it's in my comfort zone or my expertise more, then yes. And it has been very, very diversified. I've had cases in everything you can think of. Yes.
And have you noticed any changes or trends in the last year or so, like during these trying social times?
Yes. Throughout the pandemic, I did not stop delivering my workshops. We do it over Zoom because I felt it was a very, I don't like to use negative words, but it's different times and people needed it the most. So I even felt my students increased in numbers, my clients increased in numbers because everybody found themselves in very challenging and stressful situations. And I love the fact that they wanted to use all these wonderful modalities to help them deal with whatever they're going through. So very true. This year has been very, very different. And I'm happy to say that I was able to reach a really big amount of people in my local community. Yes.
So, and have you found more of an openness to, at least in the work I do, and one of my missions is a healer in every household. So it is really about educating and empowering the end user to feel that they have the resources to really engage their own body and their own health, and actually look after their health rather than get focused on, the diseases that they could develop if they didn't pay attention to their health, right? Yeah. So a lot of it, I mean, there's for sure nutritional basis and all that, but so much of it is how to cope with stress, how to cope with family, doing one's inner work in the sense of being aware of ourselves and understanding the subconscious and understanding the impact of our different type of personalities that coexist and sometimes dominate and all of that. But what I'm wondering, like in the work you do, have you found that more people are really excited and open to find ways that they can help themselves? Hi, I'm Dr. Manon Bolliger, and I wanted to take a moment to thank you for watching these podcasts. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Also, feel free to leave comments and like it. This way, more people get to find out about this work and about other choices for health. So I think it's really important that we all share this information. I have a free gift to you. It's a 7-sequence email that has tips for every day, and it's a little insight about how to live your life when it comes to health. And it's very much built on how I managed to overcome stage 4 cancer and what it took. So I would love you to have this, and thank you once again for listening to these podcasts.
Well, yes, when I think of the people that reach out to me, and when I'm delivering a workshop, I see how they're absorbing the information, how they're interested, how they want to know more. They go with me from level to the other, because I offer sometimes introduction levels and then we move to the advanced, because I was testing. I wasn't sure how deep can we go. I don't want to bore them. Yep. I have a lot to offer, but I need to find out. So when I see them asking for more, asking for advanced courses, asking for, for us to move further in the modality, I feel, yes, I'm reaching them. And people are more open-minded to alternative solutions regarding their health, their stress. Because you know why? When they use it, they see the benefits. So the proof is in using it. Once you use meditation, for instance, you feel the difference. You see how amazing it's affecting your life. So you would go back to it. You want to learn more about it. You want to do it more. Or self-hypnosis, or any of the modalities are used. So yes, I think at this point in time, people are very open-minded and they're willing to learn more.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, no, I think that's definitely what I'm finding. And,
Yes.
And
It's
I think,
wonderful.
Yeah, I think one of the positive side effects of this whole, in my mind, mismanagement of our medical system and, government systems is that people are becoming aware, or more aware, that they really do have to take responsibility for their own well-being. That I think that's definitely coming in there. So yeah. So tell us a little bit. So what do you teach people? What is your?
I love the workshop format. I love delivering my information through workshops, and I deal with them. We have different durations depending on my audience. So I offer these workshops to a variety of people: colleges, universities, corporations, schools, moms groups, yoga studios. I work with all segments of the population. What I like about the format of the workshop, so I don't like to do one-on-one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to teach the person to become independent of me. I don't want them to come to me for hypnotherapy. I want them to learn to become self-hypnotists, So I want to just make sure that every person, after they take my workshops, they would take away a lot of valuable information from these workshops, and they would be on their transformation journey. So I'm always there for them, but I want them to be independent. So all these modalities, I teach them more than I don't treat them, I teach them. For
Right.
them to become the therapists, for them to heal themselves, or take care of themselves.
Yeah, I found that the group dynamic is actually much more powerful than the one-on-one. Which is interesting. I mean, a lot of the teaching I do at the college is it's obviously group, but I didn't realize when I was transitioning out of my one-on-one patient care that I would get so much satisfaction and shared satisfaction amongst everyone in a group process. I think it adds a whole dimension, which is very exciting.
And you know what? They become friends because people that come to
Exactly.
you are like-minded, right?
Yes.
And then we share notes, we share experiences, and it really becomes such a nice tribe or a nice community.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful support system. So
So what are they looking for when they arrive to you? What's usually their, I mean, we kind of live in a problem solution society. I'm not saying it's how I see the world, but most people come when they have a problem. So, or is that how you attract people, or do they self-select differently, or how are you finding the people that you can help?
I notice most people that initially come are having some sort of, I don't want to say problem, but they're having some sort of, um, I don't know how to name it, not a problem, not an issue. It's just they're seeking, for instance, meditation because they're seeking solution. Okay, so anyone that comes, they're looking for a solution, maybe to treat their anxiety, their stress. They tell me, we're so busy mentally all the time. I just want to relax. I just want to tune out. And that's why I came to the meditation workshop. I just want to learn how to breathe and be mindful. So yes, they do come with an initial concern. And they want to address this concern. And that's why I truly applaud them. They don't leave it, just tucked in the back. No,
Right.
They address the concern. They want to solve it. So we start off this way. But what I love is once the concern is addressed, they stay with me and they move further with me because they become hooked. They're interested. They want to know more. So they feel, what? This is such an amazing toolbox to have. I want to know more. I want to have more tools to help me out in my journey. So,
Yeah, no, that's great. So do you do it like a membership that people can keep joining, or what is the structure that you have available for people to join?
I tried many different formats, and I felt the one that people like and find it appealing is to have a workshop format. For instance, you pay for the workshop, and the workshop could be a month, could be less, but they like the flexibility because life is busy. And I feel when I tell them, you can just come as your schedule allows it. They like that too. They like to, not commit long term or anything. And I feel when they have this flexibility, they start coming more because they feel they really want to be there, not they're forced to be there because they paid and they have to be there, So I felt the best way is to give them the option of flexibility.
Yeah, so when you say workshop, so you give different workshops on different subjects on different moments or days, and then they just pick and choose what they like.
Yes, and I offer them before COVID in many different places.
Yeah.
Now we're hoping we're going back to normal life soon, so over Zoom or other platforms. But yes.
Right. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because I've done also many different ways. So.
Right?
Yeah.
As we said, there's a sweet spot. So
yeah. Always trying to figure out how to make it better and how to make it more accessible. And so it's interesting to hear. So What could you share? We have a couple minutes left here, but what, if you were to leave people with maybe 3 tips that they can actually incorporate themselves, whether they're, in the health field or they're just listening to this because they're interested in health, what would you say the 3 most important points you've noticed that you could share about health or healing?
If I want to sum down everything in 3 points, I would say always remember we are spiritual beings living a human experience. We are much more than the physical body, and we are here on a mission. And the second point would lead you to the third, and I feel the third is profound. The second point would be knowing you're here because you want to fulfill your mission, your human experience. You should truly maximize time. So you should learn the art of using time efficiently, effectively, and wisely. I truly believe the essence of life is time and how you deal with it. This determines who you are and who you will become. So once you master this, so takes you to the third point, which is always evolve, always seek self-improvement. And of course, when you know how to use your time, you would know how you can fit all this self-evolution in it. You're not overwhelmed with the busyness of your daily life, with the errands and chores. No, life is beyond errands and chores and responsibilities. We all have them, but it's very important to feel your life on earth is sacred, your mission is sacred, and always seek to become the best version of yourself.
Well, I love your point number 2. I agree with 1 and 3, but
Right?
but 2 is is it your relationship with time, or is it the choice of what you like? Is it taking the time, like, to value what you value most and making sure that it's in your schedule, or are you talking about it at another level?
Time should be distributed among all the things you want to do, right? So it is self-evolution, but it is daily responsibilities. It is your job if you have to. It is your family. You're in no specific order. You have very limited. It's so scarce, right? You have very limited amount of time, and you want to do a lot. So you truly have to master how you can do a lot with your limited time. And that's where I teach in my time management workshops. I go into the individual. We start with a personality test, and every person, I don't tell them these are, write a to-do list. That will help you. You know what? Just put a checklist. No, it's beyond that.
Right.
We are born with certain skills and qualities, and I help them embrace that and work with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, very interesting. Is there also a link, or you've left something so that people can find out more about you?
If people would like to find out more about me, they can just Google Precious Time LLC and everything comes out, or they can go to my website, which is www.precioustime-llc.com. And again, there they would get hold of everything, my email, my courses, my workshops.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it. And I want to congratulate you. I saw on your website that your TEDx is out.
Is it out now? It should be today.
Oh my goodness.
Or tomorrow.
I'm going to be the first to support you.
Well, I appreciate that. It's, I learned to get it out, you have to have 10,000 views. Yes. Before TED actually starts letting people know.
I love the
Thank
topic.
you.
I'm hoping my TED Talk should be coming. It was supposed to be in June, but they postponed it to November. Yeah. And my topic is about happiness. Hopefully.
Okay, well, definitely let me know. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
Thank you. Okay.
So much.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us at the Healers Café with Dr. Manon. For more information, go to drmanonbolliger.com.